Hey everyone, Happy New Year's. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year's Eve and you are ready to start the new year. In fact, this is the first video of 2024 and this year is going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year for my YouTube channel. So be sure to turn on your notification bell. It looks like a bell. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button because you are going to want to stick around. Besides some really amazing videos I'm going to be posting this year, this channel is going to grow. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to hit some amazing milestones and we're going to all do it together. For today's video, I am going to do an eye look and I'm going to be using the Bobbi Brown Stonewashed palette. I've already done the rest of my makeup so that I can just concentrate on the eyes. And this is the palette. It's going to be a really nice neutral eye look. You do have to be patient while using this palette because some of these shades are not really pigmented, but as long as you're patient, you can build up to the desired look that you want. Just have patience and build up. So let's go ahead and get started. I've already went and put some concealer on my eyes, so my eyes are ready to go. I am going to be using a little bit of tape, so what I do is I just put the tape a few times on my hand to get it less sticky. I'm going to put my hair back, and I'm just going to put this right there. And let's do the other one. Just get it a little less sticky. And put it right there. Okay. Let me grab some brushes here. I have all my brushes that I'm going to be using. And I think for the start, we're just going to go in with this double-ended brush. There's a flat end and a really fluffy, like I would call this large blending brush here. But I'm going to be using the flat side of this brush. And let's see what shade we're going to start with. They do have, as you can see, two shimmery shades. Now, like I mentioned, the only really pigmented shade in this palette is this one right here, this darker brown. And that one is called Espresso. This is the only one that's really pigmented. I'll do swatches at the end of this video. But the two shimmers are really kind of stubborn to work with. But like I mentioned, have patience. You can build it up to your liking. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this darker shade called Espresso on the outer corner of my eye. So I'm going to pick up some of that shade here with this flat brush. Just like that. And I'm just going to tap off a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of just do this. Kind of just tap it on. You see how pigmented this shade Espresso is? It's really nice. Unfortunately, it's the only one that has any good pigment to it. But that's okay. And now just, like I said, I'm just kind of not wiping it on my eye. I'm just kind of tapping it on my eye. That way you get more product on your eye. And it's really important, if you have hooded eyes like me, just to be relaxed. Look straight into the camera or into the mirror and have your eyes relaxed. You don't want to do that, or, you know, it'll just be better that way. I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but this is where my lids are right here. So it's my crease is kind of going down, you know. So I always try to go a little bit above my crease here, but not up to here, because if you do up here, it's not going to look very nice. So now what I want to do is I got a little bit of the product on the lower lid, and we'll fix it up. I'm going to blend out a little bit. And the reason why, in case some of you ask, I know a lot of you do makeup and you might use tape. I just use the tape because it helps to not get it all over here. And a lot of people even use the tape to do a winged look. And one of my goals for the YouTube channel this year, and doing makeup in general, is to learn to do a proper winged eye for hooded eyes. I have just been I've always struggled with doing a winged look. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because of the hooded eyes that I'm struggling. There's been a few times that I've done a winged and it came out okay. But that's very few and far away. Occasionally I can do it. The rest of the time it just turns out to be an epic fail. But this year I am going to master the winged look. So if you're also struggling to do a winged look, stick around. We're gonna master that this year. Absolutely. So what I want to do is I just want to add just a tad bit more of this shade here, Espresso, onto my eye. Just gonna pick up a little bit more and just tap it on like that. And this just looks really nice. The product's really going on nicely on my eye when I do it this way. And I can kind of get it where I want it to go, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to blend out a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the other eye. So let's grab some Espresso. Just like that. And I don't know about you, but do you notice that like one eye, as far as doing eyeshadow, just looks better than the other? For me, it's my left eye. The right eye, I seem to always struggle with. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that's such a thing, but apparently there's a thing like that. So I hope I'm not the only one. But I always feel like the makeup turns out the best on this side compared to this side. It's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to blend out the side a little bit. And we're going to go into another shade. So I'm going to get a clean brush. We're going to leave that for right now. And let me just grab my brushes to see what brush we're going to use next. So I'm going to use the Luxie. This is the Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush. So this is also really good for blending. But I'm going to use it to do another shade. And I think what I want to do now is I want to go in, what's the next shade here, to Hot Stone, which I believe is this one right here. And let me just do a quick swatch of all these shades. You can see. I was going to do this at the end of the video, but why not just do it now? And you'll see. It's a really nice palette. I just wish like some of the shades were a little bit more pigmented. I would say that the shimmers are kind of really light. They do show up a little bit better on my hand swatch. Those are all the shades. Like the last three, maybe the last two are like less pigmented, but like I mentioned, if you just have some patience and you just have the time to spend to like build those shades up, you'll get it to where you like it. So we are going to go in with this shade here, like I mentioned, Hot Stone. I'm going to go ahead and pick some up in the brush like that. A little bit of kickback there. And I'm just going to kind of put it right here. Let's get some more product there. And it's very important to shake off the excess, because if you have all that excess, that's fallout. So I always try to avoid as much as possible the fallout, because that just gets messy and annoying. Okay, so what I want to do, that's a little bit darker than I wanted, but you know what, we'll blend it out and fix it. I'm going in with the same brush where I used the darker color, this one right here, Espresso, just to kind of blend out a little bit. And let's do some blending out on the other side, because I want to go ahead and use a little bit of this shade here on the other side now. I'm going to grab some of that product. Oof. And just blot. Just dab. Just like that. Alright. Now we're going to use a different shade. I do want to go into this third shade right here. This one, which is called Maple Sugar. Let's grab another brush. I am going to go in with this little brush here. It kind of looks like a pencil. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of looks like it has like a little pencil tip. This is called the 217 pencil brush. And I'm just going to use that for this shade here. I'm going to go in there. That also has a lot of pick me up. And we're just going to go right here. And I am going to use a little concealer because I want to use the shimmer on the lower lash. We're going to clean that up afterwards. Actually, let's clean that up now. Give me one moment. Okay, I just put a little concealer on to kind of clean up the lower lash area here, the lower part of my eye. And I'm going to go in with the other shimmer. So this is one shimmer here, the maple sugar. And we're going to go into the sparkle shade here that's called Chiffon. Chiffon. I'm going to just use my finger here. And we're going to go in with our finger. You can wet your brush if you want to, but I don't have any water next to me, so I'm not going to bother. As you can see, it's not really all that pigmented. But I'm also going to go back into maple sugar, and we're going to try a little bit of that. I mean, do I think if you use a wet brush, will this go on a little bit better? Yes, I do. I think it will. It's been a while since I've tried that with this particular palette, but as you can see, it's okay. It's not pigmented though. It's not to my liking. When I use a shimmer, I like it to be like eye-popping, and this is just not that. But I'm also just going to try to do a little bit more. I'm going to go back into Chiffon. It's like almost making me want to pull out my Luckyglow palette and use a shimmer. Let's try that. One moment. Alright, so I pulled out my Luckyglow palette and I'm going to use a shimmer. I'm sorry, a shimmer, a highlighter. So we're going to be using, this one is called Heaven Sent, and I'm just going to pick some up. You've seen swatches of this, but I'm going to show you again. I don't know if you can see that. Stunning, stunning. Let's try. Oh yeah. That's a huge improvement. So we're going to put some more. We're going to do more. Like that. Alright. Let me grab my other palettes. So, I still want to use some of these shimmers here. I want to go back on. We're back on to using the Chiffon. Okay. We're going to blend. Let me get a brush. We're going to be using the Luxie Brush 209 large shader brush. And I'm just going to use, actually let's use a blending brush. Let's use the Luxie, this is the 231 small tapered blending brush. And I'm going to use that. On camera, this is coming out really dark, and it's really not that dark at all. I like it. Okay, what I want to do is we're going to go and use a little bit of espresso underneath my eyes. For eyeliner, I do have an eye pencil, but, and most of you know this, I'm not a fan of the eye pencil. I prefer just to go in with eyeshadow. It may not last throughout the day. You may have to just bring your, if you have a small palette like this one, throw it in your handbag, bring a brush, you can touch it up. So, I don't mind doing something like that. But if it bugs you, then definitely use your eyeline pencil. I don't know why. Maybe I haven't found the right one. I just am not a fan of the eyeliner pencil. I guess it differs for each person. For me, it's just easier to use eyeshadow. And I'm going to use the same eyeshadow espresso on top of my eyelids here. And I think this is how I'm going to practice this year doing my winged look, is using eyeshadow, because if you mess up with using eyeshadow, it's much easier to clean up. Ooh, I like that as eyeliner. I'm just going to grab some more. I also want to learn, there's another type of eyelining that all the beauty people are doing, and I forgot the name, but I will have to think of it and write it down. They're kind of like going underneath their eyelid here, like underneath, and going all the way straight across. I can't think of what it's called. It makes me a little nervous to do, but that is something I'm definitely interested in trying out. I'm just going to do the rest of my eyeliner, and I'll be right back with a little lipstick, and I'll show you the final look. I'll be right back. Alright, I am back. This is the final makeup look, final eye look. I am quite pleased with this eye look. Unfortunately, with this palette, some of these shades do look a little bit darker on camera, but as always, I will take some photos. It's a very simple, neutral brown eye look. I do like it. I do wish that some of these shimmery shades were a little bit more pigmented. They were kind of, they've always been difficult to use, and you can't build them up to a certain point. I think next time when I use this palette, I am going to do all of the shades except for Espresso, just to see if it will turn out a little bit lighter, but I'm definitely not disappointed with this look. I do like it very much. It can be my go-to throw in the handbag type of palette. I definitely like the shade, the Espresso shade for eyeliner. It's really nice. I like it very much. And I did use the chiffon right here underneath my brow bone, just to give a little bit of highlight. But definitely pleased with how this whole look turned out. Quickly, I'm just going to share with you some of the products I use, although by now you probably can guess. So I did use my Holy Grail Maybelline New York Anti-Age Eraser Concealer in shade 07. This is nearly finished. I think I need to get a darker shade. Same goes for my foundation. This is just about empty. I love Catrice. I am using the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage in shade Light Beige. It's a really stunning foundation. However, I think I need to find something that has some hyaluronic acid in it to help with my dry skin, my mature skin. So really, if anybody has any suggestions for any drugstore foundations that have hyaluronic acid in it that's good for dry skin, mature skin, please do me a favor, comment below your suggestions for foundations, because I want to try something different. I did use my Holy Grail, the Essence Another Volume Mascara, Just Better. For my lips, I went in with the Gada lipstick in the shade Intimacy. That's what I wiped it all over my pants. I'm just really good at doing that. That's what that looks like swatched. How it looks on my lips. And just to give my lips a little bit of shine. Sorry, I almost dropped my lip gloss. Just to give it a little extra shine, I did use the Essence What the Fake Plumping Lip Filler Lip Gloss. It just gives the perfect shine. And that's it. This is my makeup look, my eye look, using the Bobbi Brown Stonewashed palette. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed watching, why not give this video a thumbs up? If you're not subscribed already, definitely smash that subscribe button. Be sure, like I mentioned, to turn on your notifications bell. That way you'll get notified whenever I upload a new video. And as always, I look forward to seeing all of you in the next video. Bye, everybody.